Welcome to Two Queens and a Joker, my narcissist ex and me. I am Brenda.
And I am Sarah. And in this episode, we're going to talk about what it's like to divorce a narcissist.
What to expect, what tricks to look out for, things like that. We're also going to be doing a class, a 6-week class to help people who are going through divorce or breakup, just to help you kind of have support around it and know what to expect.
We're just here to support you. We're here to guide you and listen to you and let you know that you're not crazy. They are going to go to extremes.
Yes. And we'll talk a little bit about that today, right now. So, one of the things we have prepared for the class is a little checklist, and that Sarah's in the process still. So we want to talk about what it's like to go through each of these things in real time, like Sarah is experiencing off and on during these months. For
Yours.
yeah, well, years, yes. Currently, right. It's been years, as most narcissistic divorces
Yes.
are. They're drawn out in the courts like other divorces are not. Yeah. So, Sarah, I'm going to let you run with a lot of this because you're going to know more about it than I do. The first one on the list is secure a trauma informed attorney experienced in high conflict cases. And can I just say, I know just from the work that I do that you have so many people that are somewhere in this process and they always call it high conflict. They don't talk about narcissistic abuse in the court system. Has that been your experience?
Very much so. Very, very much so. I would definitely say do research, but not only research, you interview lawyers. Don't just pick the one that says, I am really good at high conflict. I get stuff done. You need to go in and ask questions and get the answers you want. And if you don't, then that's okay. You move on to the next lawyer until you
Yeah.
find the lawyer who answers your questions the way you think that they should be answered with your situation. Every lawyer is going to tell you in a divorce proceeding, it's high conflict. With the narcissist, it's times 100. So you need to find the correct lawyer who will help guide you through this path.
Hmm.
That's that's the best advice I can give you.
Yeah. And on this side of it, what I see with my clients going through lawyers and firing some or and moving on to another, which is really common too, because I think they get, I don't wanna say duped, but somebody will say, "Yes, I understand narcissistic abuse. I do high conflict cases all the time." And that's not even necessarily the same, right? So they kind of get pulled in by a lawyer saying that they know how to handle this kind of divorce, and they really don't get all the nuance. And I've actually started creating a list. I mean, this is just for San Diego, but if anyone listening has people that I could add to the list, that would be great if we could have a resource list for everywhere.
That would be nice.
But it would be very helpful. But I have a list for San Diego that I've started just based on recommendations of clients who have gone through the process and have found lawyers that really do understand and have been supportive. And then another nuance of it too is because we're in such a heavy military town, divorce lawyers that get high conflict divorces, narcissistic abuse especially, and the role that being in the military plays on top of all of that is that's a 1 in a million, right? Like that's, and I know of one. I know of one in San Diego. So yeah, but if anyone wants to give us resources, I'm happy to take them and
Please,
create
please.
put them on the list. Yeah. Were you satisfied or are you satisfied with your lawyer?
I am. Really am. I sat down and talked to him for about an hour. He did an interview with me and he's the one that actually said you should come in and interview with me because nobody knows. I've never been through a divorce. State of panic. He came in and I told him what's going on, told him about our life, what we're going through. And he told me step by step what he was going to do. This is his plan. Anytime that there was a falter in the plan, he would pull me aside and say, okay, this is what's going on.
Oh,
Communication is very, very important in this. You have to be able to rely on the communication of your lawyer and yourself. But yes, I have to say I'm happy with my lawyer. We may not get everything that we want, but he's there 100% for me and my children.
that's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Like if I have a question or something comes out about a court paper, immediately I'm texting, emailing, or calling. And he literally, if he's unavailable at that time, as soon as he's available, he's calling me. He's like, how can I help you? What questions do you need answered? I will explain it. And that's the kind of lawyer you need. It does cost money. And believe you me, I'm in terrible debt over it, but you need to find somebody that's gonna be able to listen to you and your concerns and put you at ease.
For sure. Yeah. It's complicated, and as we go through this list too, I think it'll be more evident too why even with the debt, having a lawyer is also crucially important.
I mean, I'm sure you can find a pro bono lawyer that can help you. They're just not as motivated. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
You pay for
Yeah.
what you get, unfortunately, in this kind of situation. I found my lawyer at a good point. He has got my rates aren't where they should be because I've had him for a while now, and I thank him
Mm.
every day, and he's very understanding of a single mom situation.
Oh, that's lovely.
Yeah,
That is really truly lovely to hear.
yeah,
Some compassion. Okay. The next thing we have communicate only in writing whenever possible.
absolutely. Do not take phone calls.
Nope.
Do not take phone calls. And when you start this process, at least here in California, San Diego, they have a communication app through the courthouse.
Yes.
I would ask right away if all of your communication can go this way. That way it's
Mhm.
documented. The court has access to it. It's not a he said, she said.
Yeah. This is number one advice I give to all my clients. Document
Absolutely.
everything. If you have a journal, keep journaling. If you have text messages, screenshot them, keep track of everything. But this is big, especially if there's children involved, having using the court. That's usually Family Wizard, and there's another one I know San Diego uses.
I think
Pretty universal.
talking parents
Yes,
is
yes, talking
the one
parents.
that is through our courthouse. And you have to be careful what you say in there too, because they will bait you.
Yeah.
Try to get a reaction. What you don't have to answer right away. Walk away. Walk away from it because that's what they want you to do. They want you to respond in that emotional response right then and there and start answering, you know,
Oh, yeah.
don't. Walk away, come back at it calmly and rationally and say, "Our court says this. This is why," until the court decides otherwise. Don't have any
Yes.
emotion in it, no negativity, just straightforward, to the point. That's it.
Yep. I think that's further down on our list too, the
Was
gray
it?
rock. We'll get to that more in more detail. The other thing is, so I know of a person who has said that he wants to FaceTime his children, and the only way he can do that is just on the phone or through, one of the social media apps, and was doing that until the other spouse realized, "No, wait, we can do FaceTime in the app." And then it's recorded in the family app, Talking Parents or whatever it is,
Yes.
wherever you are. And I think that's really important too. Don't get caught up in those little things because they're gonna lie just as they always have, they're gonna lie every step of the way with this too.
Yes.
It's
And
gonna
they will try to manipulate any situation to their betterment.
Yeah. Well, and having all of the communication in writing, you will never be sorry that you did that,
Yes.
right? And you
Documentation is the key.
Mhm. And that does the judges look at that. And the lawyers certainly look at it. Very important. Most people in the narcissistic world know what gray rocking is, but I'm going to explain it in case someone doesn't. It is really literally responding with the dullness of a gray rock. You're not giving them a reaction. You're not, biting at the bait that they're throwing out to you to try to get a reaction. And it really is just being as dull as a gray rock, essentially not having a reaction. And it's okay if afterward you hang up or you walk away from the app, or whatever communication with them and go scream in a pillow or whatever you need to
Absolutely.
do. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Have you had those moments, Sarah?
Yeah, conjoint therapy was ordered by the judge at his request, even though my daughter was adamantly against it. But of course, state of California, they do everything to keep family members together, which fine in certain
An ideal
situation. But in this situation, never should have been allowed because of all the abuse in the house that was going on. But she did. And trying to get that situated, getting the therapist, finding mutual times, the manipulation that he would use because I'm a single mom. There's 2 children in the house. I have to work full time. And the times that I said that she was available to go, He'd be like, "I'm unavailable. I can't do it. I can't." And "You're being unreasonable." And he would say, "I have 660 free hours a month. Why do you have to choose this time?" I said, "It's not me choosing this time. I've given you 2 or 3 days that you're saying you're unavailable. I'm sorry that you are unavailable, but your children and I have to survive. I have to work. They go to school. They have other things they do. They have other commitments. We're giving you these options. And if you have 660 hours of free time, move your obligations for
Yes.
your daughter. That's what you should do." And it went back and forth. And I just said, "Here, look at this. These are the days I gave you. If you're unavailable, I'm sorry. That's what we have available."
Right.
So
Prioritize.
yeah, and then he went to call the therapist and try to manipulate the therapist and saying that I wasn't giving him any available days, and then got back on the app and then tried to tell me that the therapist said, "Oh, we can't do that day that you're available at that time." And I walked away from the app, picked up my phone, called the therapist and said, "Hey, I just want to clarify that this Thursday at this time is open. My daughter's open." And she's like, "Absolutely. I already told you that." And I said, "Okay, I just wanted to make sure." And then I got back on the app and said, "Just in case you were confused, the therapist says this time, this date and this time actually works. So we will see you there at this day and that time. Have a great day."
You bring up a good point, the walking away from the app. So let me back up a little bit. I think many of us who have experienced narcissistic abuse always feel like we're doing something wrong or we're in trouble or we're going to get in trouble. And I think being involved in a legal case only amplifies that. So when we get the notification that there's a message in the app, it probably first brings us a bit of panic, right?
Anxiety.
Yeah. But I think reminding yourself you are under no obligation to respond immediately. I mean, you can't just not respond, I suppose, but that would look bad on you. But you get to decide when you respond. It's important to remember that. And I think it's easy to get caught up like, oh my God, I got to say something right away. But no, take your time.
And you
Think
don't
about it.
ever react to the negativity.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let them have that power.
Yep.
Wh- wh-
Gray
Women
rock.
or male, don't let them have that power. You are a gray rock. There's no emotion. You just answer the question that pertains to the divorce or the children, and that is it.
Yes.
And if you don't have an answer, it is okay to say, "I don't have an answer." And that's it. And if they continue to hound you and hound you and hound you, it's just showing in the app.
Right. It's more evidence in your favor. And not that we're saying bait them into doing that,
No,
but
absolutely not.
right.
This is protecting you. So you protect yourself. You don't get emotional. You don't put your emotions in there at all. You pretend this is a person you give two shits about. It's not going to be able to get this out of you. It's not going to have you react in a negative way or upset on this app to make you seem in a negative way.
Yes, because they're trying for that and they will use that
Absolutely.
against
They
you.
will use anything and everything. Try to make you seem like you're crazy, that you're mean, that you're vindictive.
Yeah. Oh, so ridiculous. Expect delays, be prepared financially and emotionally. And I'm sure financially, it's always going to cost more than you first were even told. And it just keeps costing more and more money to
Yes.
just prepare for that. Right. That been your experience. Oh, well, you said you've been with them for a long time, the lawyer.
Absolutely. This was supposed to be like cut and dry. But all the delays, all the no-shows, all the him not paying his lawyer, um, all the counter claims. He will try to extend it as long as humanly possible. So when you're finding the lawyer, make sure you also explain to your lawyer that you will need to make payments, that you might not be able to all of a sudden come up with that lump sum that month. And are they willing to take payments? And you show them that you're going to pay. So, some months I can pay more, some months I can pay less. When we go into court, every time it's either he's not showing up, you got to pay your lawyer because he went to court and they didn't show up, or he didn't pay his lawyer. We still have to show up for court. So that's another payment. Or he'll show up and counterclaim, and then you have to start and schedule for another date. So be prepared. Um, they're trying to drag it out so you give up, to just say, "I want out. Let's just get this done. I don't care anymore." Don't do that to yourself. You didn't care enough the whole time you were with them.
Mhm.
Now you're gonna care about yourself. Now you're gonna protect yourself, and you're gonna protect your future and your children's future.
Yes, well said. My gosh, that's so true. Yeah, I've seen these divorces go on for years, just like yours is.
Well, and it's crazy because it's not like we're millionaires. We
Yeah,
are blue collar workers. I mean, low income.
and still it's being dragged out.
Yes.
And that's what I see across the board too. I mean, I do work with a lot of military folks and they're not typically swimming in buckets of money and same thing. It just gets drawn out. And I've heard people say too, like, these are the divorces that end up in trial. And that's not to say that happens a lot. But if a divorce is gonna end up in trial, I would bet that, the chances are pretty high that it's a narcissistic divorce, because divorces should not go to trial.
Yeah,
What do I know? I'm not a lawyer, but I think that's weird. So next one, never assume the narcissist will act with integrity. Of course not, even in court.
absolutely not. He didn't act with integrity the whole time you guys were together unless he was putting on the show. He's definitely not going to do it in court. He will lie, bold face lie on this stand with a straight face.
And you've experienced that several times with
Yes,
him.
absolutely. Don't think that just because you're in court, because I go in there and I'm scared shitless. I'm scared shitless every time we go onto courts. It's a
Mhm.
very intimidating situation. Oh my gosh. And I would think that that would be the same for him. It's not. He's calm, cool, collected, and has his story down.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. And the way that, I mean, he lied the whole relationship. I shouldn't be surprised, but to get up on the stand and lie, and I'm like, okay, that's just not how I was raised. That's
Well, and it's the integrity piece, right?
yeah,
Our ex has no integrity. There's not an ounce of it in him and never has been. The manipulation and thinking that they're smarter than everybody else so they can say whatever they want in court. And
yes,
I'm sure that that's his experience, but I see that with my clients too. A lot of them have partners who represent themselves because they think they're smarter than the lawyer they were working with. They'll fire their lawyer and represent themselves. The narcissist will. Which I think is funny because it's just shooting themselves in the foot or showing who they really
true
are.
colors.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so next one, keep a copy of all court orders easily accessible. What do you think about that?
Absolutely, in your notes app or screenshotted, however you do it, because I had to file a restraining order even before our divorce proceedings started, and the court misfiled it. So when I called to report a violation, they said there's no restraining order on file. I had it in my hand, and they said there's nothing at the courthouse. So I had to go back down to the courthouse the next day to verify and show. So make sure you keep all your documents, scan them, put them in your phone. I mean, I made different copies. I gave some to the children. I have some in my house. I have some at work. I have some in my car, and I have it on my notes app.
Excellent. That's very thorough.
Yeah, well, to call 911 and then say they're not going to respond because there's not a restraining order
Yeah,
on
of
file infuriated me and scared me
course.
beyond anything because I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah. You thought you were protected.
You guys are here supposed to be protecting me and this is what's going on and you're not going to respond. And they're like, well, no. I'm like, okay, not coming into
Oh
work
my,
tomorrow. I'm going to the courthouse. So you'll do that a lot. You might have to take a day off and go sit at the courthouse, and they have helpers at the courthouse. You have to get there first thing in the morning. You're going to wait in the line, and they'll help you through the process. If you want to ask questions, if you want to try to file the paperwork, like my lawyer's really awesome. Like he'll get the paperwork ready and everything like that, and I will take it to the courthouse to save me money. So he's not
yeah,
filing it, I will file it. So that'll save me money. So
yeah.
find somebody that'll work with you.
That's great. That's great. And having the support at the courthouse too, so that you have some autonomy to save money,
Yes.
basically, because this does get very expensive.
Yes, it does.
That's good advice. Also, I just want to say too that the National Domestic Violence Resource Center, I think that's what it's called, and I'll put resources in the show notes for this stuff. But I know that even in your own city, there are domestic violence places that will help guide you to where you can find support too. So there are resources out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Our courthouse has a list, like, you go in past security, and I think it's, like, right by the information desk of pro bono lawyers, and
Mm.
you can try to get in touch with one of those. They're far and few between, and it's a process, but if you gotta stick with it.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And take advantage of all the support you can get, right? There's people there offering it. Even if you think you have one little area covered, listen to what they have to say because processes are complicated, right? And
Very.
the more information and advice you can get, the better.
Yes.
So take advantage of all of it. So the last thing on this list of many things that we have in the divorce class that we're going to be running is prep a court day ritual. So grounding, reaching out to your support system, and allowing for recovery time afterwards because you are going to be emotionally exhausted.
Brain.
I know I've seen that with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's you're not gonna sleep the night before.
Mm.
Don't take a sleeping pill. It's not gonna
Oh
work.
gosh.
Don't take anything.
Yeah.
Your mind's not gonna shut off, unfortunately. Try to do your breathing techniques, try to, meditate, whatever you can do. But in the morning, self-calming, like if sit down, have a cup of coffee, read inspirational quotes, pray if that's what you do,
Mhm.
hug your kids.
Yeah. Call somebody in your support network.
My family will send me a text every time I go to court in the morning. "You got this. We love you. You're strong," that kinda stuff. So as I'm going in there, I feel like there's people with me.
That's lovely. In the therapy that I do, the EMDR and IFS, that part doesn't really matter, but we talk about having, an idea of protective figures in your mind so that when for us, it's when you're doing the hard work and you're going back into memories that are not pleasant to revisit, that you imagine having, like, your family trusted family members with you or I don't know. I use Maya Angelou a lot. Like she's one of my protective figures, but whatever works for the person, right? Just
Yes,
imagining them all there protecting you beside you. I think that's super helpful psychologically speaking.
absolutely.
So is the ritual. I love what you said. I mean, even if the ritual is just having a peaceful cup of coffee to start your morning before you go to court, reach out to your therapist too. I
Mhm.
have somebody that reached out to me today, and this happens often because with a lot of different clients, because they have a court case or something came up and they were called into court or somebody filed a motion or whatever it was, and they're in panic mode. I mean, your therapist isn't probably going to be able to drop everything, but you can probably get in to see them hopefully before your court date or just to work through the nerves of this
Yes,
too. But wherever you can get support, I think it's incredibly important to do that. So that's the end of that list. I hope it felt helpful to hear all of that. And I hope it normalizes this process and even the anxiety. And I do want to say something about the anxiety about all of this. And I don't take this lightly at all. Many of us who have been in narcissistic relationships run pretty high when it comes to anxiety, and that's typical. We've been in survival mode for a long time. We do run very high. This is one of those cases where your anxiety can help you, right? You're going to be thinking about a lot of different things. What if this happens? What if this happens? Normally, I don't want to encourage people to ruminate, but if ever there was a time, maybe this is a time to allow it to happen.
absolutely. You have
So,
to think of every scenario that can
mhm,
happen in this court.
yeah,
Everything that he could possibly say, everything he could possibly want. It's hard to say it, but you have to think the way they do, which is disgusting to me. But that's what they're going for the throat. You essentially escaped. You're not their victim anymore, but they want you under their thumb. They need you under their thumb still. They need to
mhm,
exert that power, that control while they still can, and the courthouse is the way they're gonna do it.
yep. Yeah, and they think that they have so much more power because they believe they have the law on their side or a judge on their side or something. And that's not necessarily true, but they're going to act like it and you just have to remember who they are.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so we will have more information about when the class is going to start, and we'll have more information about that and how to sign up for it as well.
We
But
would
thanks
love
for
to hear from
listening.
you guys.
Yes, we would. Yeah. Please do reach out. Like I said, I'll put the resources in the show notes.
Absolutely, you
Yeah.
guys got this. You can handle it. You've gotten out of a bad situation, and this is just one more step in the right direction.
Yes. Good luck.
Yes.